Hello and welcome back to episode 6 of Sunshine Reclaimed. If you're wondering what I'm out here mowing for in the early hours of the morning, that's because I did end up buying that field I mentioned, or the plot of land. And yeah, so we own all that land that I mentioned in the last episode, and we're out here mowing. I was mowing earlier, but it was a bit dark to get any decent footage, so the sun's really only just come up, even though hardly at all. But we're going to mow up this meadow, some of it at least, not the whole length, but we'll get a decent amount out, and we'll row it, pick it up, figure out a silage plan, and yeah, we'll get stuck into that, and we're going to plough up a couple of fields on here. Not sure what I'm planting. I've got some ideas, but we'll get into that a bit later. But yeah, this lizard Steiger goes very well with the mower, actually. It's no trouble at all. Like the other one was stopping. I do have to get used to turning with it, but that's not too bad. But yeah, the other mower was struggling with it. The other tractor was struggling with the mower, sorry. I'll get my words out eventually. But this one's going a breeze. Look at that. We're going max top speed with it. So that's brilliant. It shouldn't take too long at all to mow up. And like I say, once we mow it up, I'll row it, pick it up, and we'll make some silage from that. Get that over to Ben once that's ready. Or he can come pick that up, actually. That's his plan, isn't it? But I don't know if you can see the border over there. I did do a border of grass, mowed the grass around, but it's probably a bit dark to see, sorry. I mean, the sun is only just coming up, really, but it's a bit late in the morning, really. But it's a new year, and we've got new plans. So we did mention our plan in the last video, I think. Ben wants us to run some kind of secret operation of preserving food and like canned food, stuff like that. So that's what we're working towards today, is towards all that stuff. I think we might do some corn in one of the fields we've got, because we're going to have 3 fields to plough and get ready. 4 if you count the grass field that we'll be mowing in February. So in March, we've got a busy month in March coming up, actually. Planting, harvesting, mowing. So it's going to be full on then. But I'm thinking we'll do corn in one field. Not sure which field yet. I'll sort that out. But and probably might bite the bullet and do some spinach. I might do some peas in the other garden. I've got some tomatoes in there and lettuce at the moment. But I might do some peas in there, and I might do the spinach in one of these fields. I know the machine is very expensive to harvest. Worst comes to worst, we can just rent it off someone. I don't really like leasing equipment, but for those kind of very expensive equipment, I'm going to look at leasing them, I think, because yeah. But I will chop down the trees that are in the middle of the way. I may leave one in. We'll see how we go. I transport it over to our sawmill. Those planks, or the beams, sorry, are making us a fortune. Which is how I was able to afford the land this morning. That money came in overnight, and I thought, heck, why not? Let's just buy it. So I got a lot of mowing to do, a lot of rowing, and yeah, picking up as well. So we're going to have to get a forage wagon as well. I'll get stuck in, and you don't want to watch me mow forever. We have pretty much finished mowing, as far as we're going to mow, I think. We don't want to go too far that way up there, so I think we'll leave it at that. I can get 2 fields out of this quite easily. I've got pictures in my mind of what I'm going to plough up, but that big tree on my right in the field there is going to go. I'll chop that down at some stage. So yeah, let's go and hook up the windrow to the back of this and get stuck into that, because like I say, I've got a lot to do. I want to plough that field too. We might not get to lime it. Liming and fertiliser is not a big deal right now. Before I go any further though, let's put down what we're going to use for our silage. We tried the bunkers last time. I had issues with them, and I'm not too happy dealing with that again. So I'm going to go for something a little more simplified. Looking in the specials again. And that is a cheap harvester in there, really, half price. Anyway, excuse me. So we'll put our silage maker, I guess, a silage siler. Where is it? It's definitely not these cheap ones again. We'll go for the $5,000 one, I think. Yeah. Shall we? It doesn't really matter. It's only a grand, 1,500 difference, so I quite like the look of this one. Now we've got to find where to put it, a space to put it and where it's going to accept it. For some reason it won't let me. There we go. And I'll do some painting as well, I think, at some stage to clear around those bushes and that. But that's it. It looks pretty good. That's all we do. We dump it at one end and pick it up at the other. I guess the button's the trigger. It is indeed. Smart man, Sean. Yeah, so we can make silage from chaff or grass. Pretty easy. So I'm just going to put grass in here and watch it turn into silage, pretty much. I'll paint all these because that's where we'll be dumping. Where are we? Nothing fancy. I'll try and make it so we don't have to pay so much. We go over the grass areas with grass. It doesn't cost me, but the moment I come into the dirt with it, it will. But that's all right. Just to clear it up a bit so we can see where we're going. There we go. Now, that's pretty much it. No need to go too overboard, Sean. But yeah, she's looking good. That's where we'll dump our silage, our grass, to make into silage. And then we can cart from there over to the storage shed for Ben. Because this is all going for him. Although if we get animals, some of it may be used for us. We should get a bit off that meadow too, actually. It's quite a big meadow I cut out there. So we should get a bit of grass off there to make some silage. Yeah, let's get into the rowing. I'll see you soon. Right, the rowing's all done. Wasn't too bad at all. We're going to have to buy a forage wagon, so I'm going to have to pop up and sort that out so we can pick up that grass and start dumping it in the silo. And yeah, we're away cooking, and we'll just let that ferment in there and tick over. Not sure how fast it works or whatever, but I imagine it's one of those fast action ones where it's just pretty much boom. Well, not instantly, but one for one sort of thing. Away you go. But I am loving this Lizard Steiger. It's just so, even though it's only got a slow speed of 25 kilometers, it's such a nice vehicle to use around the yard. It's just so easy. The John Deere's just sitting there gathering cobwebs at the moment, although it is our only front loader, so it is the job to pick up the logs and that. But I mean, even with the logs now, I don't really need to do logging. I can push the trees into the sawmill and just do it that way. We get a wood chip byproduct off it, sawdust, I guess, or wood chips, yeah. So once that's pretty full, I guess we can go and cash that in for some money too. Drop our gear off here, and yeah, I am going to have to go and get a forage wagon, but let's go and have a look at our sawmill anyway. I'm going to clear up this path at some stage, so it just comes straight through in here. It's just a dirt path. Well, that's running okay. Like, I mean, look, we've got some wood chips in there already. Bunch of wood in there. I do need to cut down some more trees, but it's making those beams pretty good. I've just got it set to auto sell, so every hour we get a bit of money. I'm going to clear all these stumps up in here and put a little dirt path coming up, and I'm thinking somewhere tucked up in here is going to be our preserving factory to make our preserved foods. That's the plan, somewhere in here. And we may put a container for storage in there too, to store it all, so it's out of the way, no one sees it, no one knows. So everything's running smoothly in there. We'll get to that probably in the next episode. I've got to have the food to put in there. Lettuce and tomatoes still running pretty well. We've got a bunch of pallets of each. Lettuce, when is lettuce best at? I think it was January, which is now. February. But I mean, it's on the way up now, so it's still pretty decent money. But we'll hold on to it. We'll see if we can do some packaging or something like that with the lettuce. Preserve it, if you will. So we'll hold on to our pallets till then. We'll have a lot more next month as well. And I may change over to peas at some stage. So yeah, that's the thing. But I do want to do one of those crops in the field, probably a spinach. Anyway, I'm going to go pick up the forage wagon. I'll see you soon. And we're back. It's the same 16,000 litre potager. It's just the cheapest one available. I'm actually disappointed that in ModHub there doesn't seem to be a wide variety of cheap forage wagons like there was in 22. Maybe modders haven't got onto it yet, but if any modders are listening, can you get onto it please? Because I used to love the old school cheap versions of forage wagons. They were just, you just start from scratch. You don't want to spend $30,000, $45,000 on a forage wagon. You get a cheap one that was less, you couldn't hold as much in there, but it was maybe like 10 grand or something like that if I remember, maybe even cheaper. So we did have to go for the $30,000 one. Eventually we'll upgrade, but let's get a bit more money in the coffers first. Got to make sure we've got it. I mean, every day it ticks over, I get maybe, depending on when I'm ticking over from, but say 5 o'clock at night till 7 o'clock the next morning, I'm getting like 30 grand overnight from beans just selling. So it's a good little income. It may be a bit cheaty, but if you want to watch me deliver the planks of wood to Noah or somewhere else, then you let me know, and I'll definitely turn that upsell and I'll put it on storing and we'll deliver the pallets. But for now, I think it's a nice little thing, beans coming over and picking them up. We've got our first full load anyway, so let's go and dump this into the silo and let's see how it works and what kind of magic we can get from this. Well, I say magic, but it's going to be pretty good, I think. If it's like the ones from FS25, it's going to be pretty straightforward and quick. And then all we have to do is just, So that's 16,000 litres already that we've got in here in the trailer. And that was just a couple of rows, I think. Maybe 2-3 rows, so we've got a lot to come. I don't know, maybe 50,000 litres all up off that field. I don't know, I'm not good at estimating, but she's going in, so that's the main thing. It's not dumping on the floor. What do we got? And there it is, and we'll turn that on, and we'll have it storing for now. I mean, I guess you could sell it from here too, save us carting it, but you'd lose money, wouldn't you? Which we're losing money on the beans doing that too, by the way. But that's okay. The beans is more just like solidified money coming in every month or every night. So I've got a bit of grass to pick up. It's going to be a bit of a slow process. And then we can get into ploughing those fields once we've done all this. I've got a rough idea, like I said earlier, I think, of what I've got planned in my head. I'm going to do 2 fields in the space that are mowed. Yeah, I think 2 fields will make sense. It's fairly big. Was I not picking that up? I know, I pushed the button. Come on. I didn't lower the... Okay, you gotta lower the little thingy. Oh, wow. Excuse me. I've got a lot of allergies lately, and my words aren't making sense either. Goodness sake. Terrible. Yeah, so just doing this, and that's all the day's going to be, is picking up grass, making silage, maybe not fall into the stream. Oh, let's get some more of this done. I'll see you in a bit. Alright, the last little bit to come into the silo, just these 2 rows, and I'll go around the border and pick up what we can just to fill the trailer, because I did mow the border. And yeah, and then we'll be away laughing. We've got quite a lot in there already. I've lost count of how many trips I've done, but yeah, if we'll get a full load on this one. What's it about? I'm sure it was about 55,000 litres in there already at the moment. I could be wrong. It was 50 something. So I didn't bother rowing all these up. I just didn't bother. It's going to stay there. What we don't pick up from this run. We should pick up most of it. There'll be blotches around, but that's okay. Eventually I'm going to come out and mow and pick up this grass too, and carve some more fields out here. Because we're going to want some more growing happening. I'm trying to think, we've got to diversify our crops. We've got oat, we've got barley, we've got grass, and the grass is going to be in a rotation with oats. Food that people need, they're going to need their potatoes, so we're going to have to do some potatoes, some corn, and yeah, I said I want to do spinach in one, so I'm going to do potatoes, corn, and spinach. And I'll run the peas in the open air garden at some stage and get that going so we can make some canned peas, and we could do canned corn. We can't really do canned potatoes, but potatoes are a staple, aren't they? So, and yeah, well, we didn't get a full load, or we might, are we? Not quite. Close enough. As I was saying, yeah, canned corn, we'll do potatoes, that's a staple. Spinach, I think we'll be able to bag that up. And can sell bagged spinach. And we've got tomatoes that are growing, so we can do that. Maybe we can bag the lettuce up as well. So that'll be our plan in the next video, is having that preserving factory up and running. And yeah, this silage money's going to help. I don't think it's going to be fantastic money, but it's going to be a decent little lump sum anyway, once it's done. But yeah, she's looking good, so we do have quite a bit in there, 70-something thousand litres, that's impressive. And that's processing straight away. So like, one for one, bam, 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 done. So, we should get that, well, I'm thinking we should get it all out by the end of the month. So come February, maybe even January too, we'll have a load to sell. She's looking good. I'm going to leave this trailer here because that's really all we're going to use it for, is the silage at the moment. Obviously when we do straw in that we might use it, or I might go to bales, I'm not too sure. But it's looking good. We've got a whole heap of land now. And we'll get a drone view, and I'll just run through what my idea is. It's probably not going to make sense until I actually do it. But it's almost got lines here already, you can see. So we're going to put a field there, and the other field with a gap between it. over here. Yeah, we do have a lot of land to work with. I do want to leave a roadway up this end of the fields just so that we can get to and from the farm this way as well as on the other side by the stream. The stream end is quite narrow to get through there, so we may need to just keep this end opened up. But that's my plan. I'll get into it and I'll show you what I mean. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, I'm going to show you what I mean now. I'm going to plough out our lines, and this is going to be the edge of one field and the start of the other field will be on the right. So this will be all one field next to the grass. Not sure, maybe put potatoes in here I think. And maybe spinach on the one next to it, and we can do corn in that one that we've got down by the shed in the yard. That's the plan. It's going to take a while to plough all this out, especially with this little plough. I may go ahead and spend some more money and get a bigger plough. Nothing crazy. We are still limited to 250 horsepower, so it's not going to be anything bonkers, but yeah, it'll be an improvement. We'll at least try and double our width of the plough anyway. I think there's a 2.4, I think, for 16 grand, so we may buy that one. All the modded ones seem to be fairly small that I've got, so I mean I could go into Mod Hub and have a look, but I really don't want to quit the game and go in there and have to come back. So I'll just get stuck in and we'll make do with what we got. But that's pretty much the shape of this field. Leave a strip between the grass field and this one, just in case any accidents happen or anything. But it should be okay, I think. I mean, that's a decent sized field. It's not going to be great. Maybe this one will be the potatoes, because I know potatoes can be a pain in the butt. Or maybe we do the potatoes. Yeah, this one's probably best for potatoes. And we'll do the spinach and the one next to it. It's going to be a bigger field. Like I say, the machinery's expensive, I know. I can't remember how much it is, like 550 to 650,000. Oh my gosh, excuse me. But yeah, I will lease the equipment. If we got the money and we can afford it, I'll buy it. But I can't see us having at least $600,000 by, when would that be? July? Maybe we will. We've got quite a few things we can do between now and July. But that's the plan. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look into seeders and planters, see which ones do the spinach. I'm pretty sure our seed drill should do it. I can't see why it wouldn't. I'm pretty much just doing the borders for now. I'm not going to go overboard and bore you with all the ploughing I'm going to do. I'm just going to show you the outlines of the fields. And then, yeah, maybe I'll jump in and put something together to speed things up for you. More watchable, more viewable is probably the right word there, Sean. English isn't my greatest language, even though it is my first language. Right now, I'm struggling. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of old farming videos lately. I think the algorithms picked up them into Farming Simulator 25, and it's shown me some old school farming setups that people have got in real life. And you watch them ploughing with these old John Deere tractor front wheels off the ground. Oh my god, I quite love it, you know. Some of the equipment they're using, and they get it done. So it's been quite good watching it actually. Those old John Deere tractors just rule. That sound they make, you know. But I'm not I know nothing about farming really, apart from what I've learnt from the game and what I've seen in videos. I lived on a farm, but didn't actually do farming for a while. I'm back in the city now, so surrounded by houses and cars and people, whereas before I was surrounded by cows and sheep. So, but yeah, I do miss the farm life, to be honest. I say the farm life, I wasn't actually farming, but I did have my own garden going and stuff like that. It was quite nice, and it was nice and peaceful and quiet, you know. Here you get the all sorts of cars and racing around. Helicopters, police helicopter, we call it the native bird out here because every Friday night it shows up. So yeah, this is going to be probably the border here. We'll stop here and go down this way. And I will probably get on to maybe mowing that next meadow there. I'll mow that at some stage, maybe off camera. You don't need to see me do that. Maybe you want to. I don't know. You let me know. But I think the more fields we can get put in for this year's seeding, the better. We've got all that space now. I'm just trying to line up straight, sorry, and the trees in my bloody way. It must make great footage for you guys, sorry. But yeah, I think I'm going to change the plough to do the field. This one's going to take an age to do. There is the other one, I think it's $16,000, I think. It's just the standard base game one. Like I said, all the mods I've got are small utensils, so they're not really an upgrade at all. I think we could go up to a 1.7 on one of the mods, which is still half a metre more than this, but I want to go bigger. We've got the horsepower to back it now, so we might as well get something that can go a bit more, put a bit, a bit more width in it. But yeah, we do have a lot of space with more fields, so I think the smart thing is to get them all mowed and ploughed up, limed and fertilised. We've still got to fertilise that other field way down the other end, that little one we did in the last episode by the trees. And it just means a great harvest when harvest time comes around. We could plan it so that, we could do all sorts of planning and stuff here, but I want to get corn and potato in at least, and a spinach, and that's the 3 fields we've got empty at the moment. So we are going to put oats on that grass field as well in March. Once we've mowed that up and picked all that up, we'll change it over to oats. It's a quick crop, so we can do that, and then go back to grass in the off season. But that's the outline of the 2 fields. I think they're 2 pretty decent sized fields. They're not huge, but I don't want monster fields because that just means a lot of work, a lot of resources. But I am going to buy a new plough. There's nothing in here. I always check that. I always have to. Just this one, the Aggro. Because all these other ones are cheaper, but they're about the same size as what we've got now. So I want to go a bit bigger, get the job done faster. We've got the horsepower for it, no problem. I don't feel like spending $50,000 on a plough though. So we'll go for the Aggro, I think. I'll go and pick that up, and yeah, I'll go and pick it up in a minute, and then we'll get into ploughing that field, because yeah, these ones, as much as I like the cheap price, they're just a little too small. We need to get the ploughing done faster. Yeah, that'll do us. Let's purchase it. There we go. I'll go and pick that up anyway, and when I come back, we'll get stuck into the ploughing, and we should have 2 new fields here ready to go. And like I say, we can get a 3rd in. Anyway, I'll go pick the plough up. See you soon. And that is the 2 fields ploughed up and done. All that's left is to lime and fertilise them, obviously. But yeah, we did go and pick that plough up, and God, it works good. It works brilliantly. It's all ploughed up, ready to go. I do need to get that stump out of the ground from the tree I chopped down. I'm not sure if you saw that positioned on the bank by the stream. Or I may have moved it already, I can't remember. Let's purchase this. Okay, it's put the 2 fields together, which I kind of figured was going to happen. But that's okay. Well, once we get separate crops in there, it might separate it. But yeah, do a bit of nitrogen on there, pH, all that jazz, and we're good to go. So we'll prep those fields before March. I think March is the spinach planting, and I think potatoes as well. I think corn is August. I mean, not August, that's the April, sorry. I think August is the harvest for that. Yeah, so we've got 3 fields ready to go. Like I say, I'll probably jump on and do another one and get that all sorted. Maybe off camera. I can just zone out, put some tunes on and plow it up and that. I don't know how this is going, but let's have a look. I mean, we've got 4,500 litres of silage already made up, with another 74,000 to go. That's actually looking pretty good. We'll get close to 80,000 litres of silage off that. My maths is correct. That would be about $16,000 maybe, roughly. Thereabouts. Not too bad. Not a bad little earner. It's not the cash grab that it used to be in the old games. But, you know, still decent money to sit on the side there. 16 grand for all that. We may sell it all, we may not. It depends if we get our own animals by the time it's done. Because I do want some animals. I want to get some... I'm thinking of some goats and some sheep first. They're nice and easy to look after. We've got plenty of grass to feed them lying around. Did I just... Yep. Where is it? I knew I'd leave stuff lying around in the grass somewhere. I wonder if we can just put it on top here. Oh, it's going to fall through there. Okay. I want to get it over there so I can put it in the... Not put it on the plough, so let's put it on the back here. Or if it'll let me. Oh, this'll do. Yeah, good. We'll just take that over. It's not far to go anyway. I could have carried it by hand, but you know, if you've got a machine like this, why not use it? We'll take this little tree over there, a little branch, I guess. I should just have to drive into the marker here and it should disappear. There we go. Brilliant. And that'll go towards some more wooden beams and wood chips. But yeah, so the next video we'll get stuck into this forest a bit more and put our little secret operation up in there. And I do just want to have a little bit more money before I start putting things down. I do think the storage container I want in there is a little pricey, so will this fit in the shed? Probably not, right? Yeah, I don't think it's really worth it, but we'll give it a shot. Maybe we don't park it in there. It's just going to hang out like a pain in the backside. We'll put it next to the JD for now, I think. Yeah, I think it's best to be left outside. We need a bigger shed. Or a barn or something, but that's a ways away. The next thing we are going to do, and that just means more forestry work for me, and less money coming in, is I want to build a proper house. The log cabin constructible is there to use. Why did it do that? Yeah, I thought so. Oh well, what's done is done. We've accidentally, I don't know why it ploughed there in the first place. I haven't ploughed there before. Anyway, that's going to be it for the show, really. The sun is in a really weird position. Sorry about that. The colour is horrible today. There we go. A bit cloudy up there. Still nothing decent. I check this throughout the day, every day, just to see what's available. There's still nothing that we really want. I should have grabbed the baler in that. But having a look at this calendar for planting, I got put peas in the garden. Potatoes in March, so we can put potatoes in. Yeah, so potatoes and spinach can go in March. Peas can too, but we're going to put them in the garden, and we'll put corn in that one, I think, in that field over there in April. So we've got quite a lot to do, but that is it for the show today, folks, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.